Lesson 120. Spirit.
Spirit.
Evil.
Evil.
Energy.
Energy.
What's the right spirit to adopt when learning a language? What's the right spirit to adopt when learning a language? The
right spirit to adopt when learning a language is that it's better to speak and make mistakes than to not speak because of being afraid of making mistakes.
Very good. Where does a Christian hope his spirit will go after death? Where does a Christian hope his spirit will go after death?
A Christian hopes his spirit will go to heaven after death.
Very good. Do you believe in evil spirits? Do you believe in evil spirits?
No, I don't believe in evil spirits.
Very good. What kind of things put you in high spirits, and what kind of things put you in low spirits? What kind of things put you in high spirits, and what kind of things put you in low spirits?
The kind of things that put me in high spirits are when I'm surrounded with friends, when I'm doing things that I love to do, and the kind of things that put me in low spirits are when I see poverty, people suffering, etc.
Okay, very good, Isabel.
Thank you, Holly.
Okay. What do we mean by a person of spirit? What do we mean by a person of spirit?
By a person of spirit, we mean a person of energy, courage, and character.
Very good. Do you drink spirits? Do you drink spirits?
From time to time, I do drink spirits.
Okay. Why do you drink spirits? Why?
Because I like it.
Because you like it. Okay, that's a fair enough reason.
Thank
I
you.
can't deny that. Flow.
Flow.
Flow. Which river flows through London? Which river flows through London?
The River Thames flows through London.
The River Thames
flows through London. Thank you for the correction.
Do you think a woman looks better with her hair cut short or flowing down her back? Do you think a woman looks better with her hair cut short or flowing down her back?
I think a woman looks better with her hair flowing down her back.
Are you sure?
Very sure.
Feast.
Feast.
Festival.
Festival.
The word feast means a large meal, especially a large public meal. But it also means a festival, which does not necessarily include eating. For example, a village feast, or a religious feast, like the Feast of St. John. The verb to feast means to eat and drink a lot. The word feast means a large meal, especially a large public meal, but it also means a festival and does not necessarily include eating. For example, a village feast or a religious feast like the Feast of St. John. The verb to feast means to eat and drink a lot. What does the word feast mean?
The word feast means a large meal, especially a large public meal, but could also mean a festival which does not necessarily include eating. We also have the verb to feast, which means to eat and drink a lot.
Okay, very good. Dare.
Dare.
Unlike.
Unlike.
Admit.
Admit.
Challenge.
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 Not challenge, but challenge. Challenge.
Challenge.
Very good. Is that?
Challenge. Yes.
Yes, that's
Thank you.
Dare is a special verb, but unlike the other specials, it can form its negative either with do or without do. Example: he doesn't dare to return there again, or he daren't return there again. When used with do, the to after dare is generally put in, whilst when used without do, it is omitted. When used with do, the to after dare is generally put in, whilst when used without do, it is omitted. What are the two ways in which you can form the negative of the verb dare? What are the two ways in which you can form the negative of the verb dare? The two ways
of which we can form the negative of the verb dare are either with or without do.
Very good. When we don't use the auxiliary verb do, is the verb dare followed by to, or is the to omitted?
When we don't use the auxiliary verb do, the to is omitted.
After the verb dare.
After the verb dare.
Give me an example with do and one without do, please. Give me an example with do and one without do, please.
I didn't dare to tell him what you said, and I daren't tell him what you said.
Very good.
Thank
The
you.
verb dare, apart from meaning to be brave enough, also means to challenge. In such a case, we use do with it and follow it with me, you, him, etc. And a to, infinitive example. Do you dare me to hit that man? Do you dare me to hit that man? What's another meaning of the verb dare? Besides to be brave enough. What's another meaning of the verb dare besides to be brave enough?
Another meaning of the verb dare, besides to be brave enough, is to challenge.
Very good. Give me an example, please. Give me an example, please.
I dared them to jump into the river with their clothes on.
Very good.
Thank you.
Fix,
Fix.
hammer,
Hammer.
nail,
Nail.
dentist,
Dentist.
fix up,
Fix up.
fingernail.
Fingernail.
In order to fix a piece
I
of...
just learned my 1,900 words. You should congratulate me on that one.
Congratulations,
Thank you very much.
Up to this point in your English learning, you have learned 1,900 words. You should be very proud.
Thank you so very much.
In order to fix a piece of wood to the underside of this table, one would need a hammer and some nails. What did one need in order to fix a piece of wood to the underside of this table? What would one need in order to fix a piece of wood to the underside of this table?
One would need a hammer and some nails to fix a piece of wood to the underside of this table.
Excellent. When you pay a visit to the doctors or dentists, do you generally have to fix an appointment before going? Or can you call him just when you like? Or can you call him just when you like?
When I pay a visit to the doctor or the dentist, I generally do have to give him a call.
Fix an appointment.
Fix an appointment before going to meet him.
Okay.
Thank you.
What did you have to do in order to fix up a shelf on that wall? What did you have to do in order to fix up a shelf on that wall?
In order to fix up a shelf on that wall, I would first of all have to make 2 holes in the wall, put a piece of wood into each hole, and then nail the shelf to the wood with a hammer and nails.
Very good. Are you able to do something like that? Are you a handy woman?
Oh yes I am.
Excellent. What's this? What's this?
Nail.
This is a
Nail.
This
Fingernail.
is a fingernail. Fingernail. Yard.
Yard.
Courtyard.
Courtyard.
Enclose.
Enclose.
Space.
Space.
In.
In.
Apart from being a measure, the basic meaning of the word yard is a small enclosed space generally used for some special work purpose. For example, a farmyard, a brickyard, a railway yard, or the backyard of a house. Apart from being a measure, the basic meaning of the word yard is a small enclosed space generally used for some special work purpose. For example, a farmyard, a brickyard, a railway yard, or the backyard of a house.
Okay.
What's the basic meaning of the word yard? What's the basic meaning of the word yard?
The basic meaning of the word yard is a small enclosed space generally used for some special work purpose,
Excellent.
like a farmyard.
Like a farmyard. Some more examples, please. A farmyard, a brickyard,
railway yard, backyard.
the backyard of a house.
Yes.
Okay. What is a backyard? What is a backyard?
A backyard is an enclosed space behind a house.
Excellent. A courtyard, on the other hand, is an enclosed space like any other kind of yard, that is, enclosed with walls and buildings, but is not generally used for any work purposes and can usually be found in places like colleges, castles, or old inns. What's a courtyard? What's a courtyard?
A courtyard is an enclosed space like any other kind of yard, but it is enclosed with walls and buildings, but it's not generally used for any work purposes and can usually be found in old castles, old inns, and colleges, schools,
Etc. Very
etc.
good. In what kind of buildings do we normally find courtyards? In what kind of buildings do we normally find courtyards? We normally find courtyards.
As I just said, we normally found courtyards in colleges.
We normally find
courtyards.
We normally find courtyards
in colleges, castles, and old inns.
Excellent. Amuse.
Amuse.
Amusement.
Amusement.
Comic.
Comic.
Comical.
Comical.
Cards.
Cards.
Waiting room.
Waiting room.
Pass.
Pass.
To pass the time.
To pass the time.
Hobby.
Hobby.
Photography.
Photography.
What do people do when they are amused by a comic story? What do people do when they are amused by a comic story?
When people are amused by a comic story, they laugh or smile depending on how comical the story is.
Excellent. Another meaning of the word amuse is to pass the time, especially when we have nothing else to do. For example, whilst waiting for the train, we amused ourselves by playing cards. Another meaning of the word amuse is to pass the time, especially when we have nothing else to do. For example, whilst waiting for the train, we amused ourselves by playing cards. What's another meaning of the verb to amuse?
Another meaning of the verb to amuse is to pass the time.
Excellent. Give me an example, please. Give me an example, please.
An example would be, whilst waiting to see the doctor, I amused myself by studying the faces of the other people in the waiting room, trying to see what they might be thinking from the expression on their faces.
Oh, you're a very in-depth woman, aren't you?
Oh, yes, I am.
What kind of amusements do you have in your hometown? What kind of amusements do you have in your hometown?
The kind of amusements we have in my hometown are very little. We have a few bars, maybe one disco, and that's it.
Okay. Are you from a small town?
Yes, I am.
Okay. Can you think of anything that people do for amusement rather than for making money, even though they could make money out of what they do? Can you think of anything that people do for amusement rather than for making money, even though they could make money out of what they do? Yes.
Yes, I can think of things that people do for amusement. For example, people make things with their hands just for a hobby. They do photography or repair old clothes or clothes when they could actually make money out of it.
Excellent. Pack.
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 Suitcase.
Suitcase.
Order.
Order.
When you pack a suitcase to go away for a holiday, in what order do you pack? That is, what things do you put in first and what things do you put in last? When you pack a suitcase to go away for a holiday, in what order do you pack it? That is, what things do you put in first and what things do you put in last? When I pack a suitcase...
When I pack a suitcase to go away for a holiday, the order in which I pack is that I first put in clothes and I end up with toiletry.
And I put toiletry in last. Toiletry?
Toiletry in last.
Toiletry, not toiletry.
Toiletry in last.
Very good. We need to hear that T sound.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you like sitting in a packed cinema? Do you like sitting in a packed cinema?
No, I don't like sitting in a packed cinema.
Very good. Thorn.
Thorn.
Rose.
Rose.
Name me a flower which is protected by thorns. Name me a flower which is protected by thorns.
The rose is a flower which is protected by thorns.
Afford.
Afford.
Afford. What do we mean when we say we can't afford to do something? What do we mean when we say we can't afford to do something?
When we say we can't afford to do something, we mean we haven't got enough time or money to do it.
Very good. Agreement.
Agreement.
Do countries always respect their agreements with other countries? Do countries always respect their agreements with other countries?
No, countries don't usually respect their agreements with other countries.
Don't usually
not always,
or don't
not
always?
Not
okay?
always.
No, countries don't always.
No, countries don't always respect their agreements with other countries.
Basket.
Basket.
What can we use a basket for? What can we use a basket for?
We can use the basket for shopping.
Nut.
Nut. Are you nuts?
Are you nuts for health? Are you nuts for health?
Oh, what?
Nuts.
Yes.
Are you nuts?
Are nuts good for health, teacher?
Are you nuts
yes,
for health?
nuts are very good for health.
Excellent. And are you nuts for good health?
No, I'm not.
Okay. Idiom 23. Idiom 23. Let oneself go.
Let oneself go.
Relax and enjoy oneself. Example. Eat, drink and be merry. Christmas comes but once a year, so let yourself go. The evening was really a great success. Everyone let themselves go. What does the idiom let oneself go mean?
The idiom let oneself go means relax and enjoy oneself.
Excellent. Give me an example, please. Give me an example, please. If you relax a little.
If you relax a little and let yourself go, you feel happier.
Very true, in nearly all cases. End of lesson 120.